The Cecil Hotel. Unraveling the Elisa Lam mystery, the Hotel of Horrors. The Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles stands as one of America's most notorious establishments, earning the grim nickname Hotel Death. Since opening its doors in 1924, this 14-story building has witnessed an extraordinary catalog of human tragedy that reads like a horror novel written in blood and despair. Originally built as a luxury hotel during the Roaring Twenties, the Cecil was designed to cater to business travelers and tourists visiting the City of Angels. However, the Great Depression transformed both the hotel and its surrounding Skid Row neighborhood into something far darker. By the 1950s, the Cecil had become a magnet for society's most troubled individuals. The statistics are staggering. Over 80 documented deaths have occurred within the hotel's walls, including at least 16 suicides and several murders. In 1947, Elizabeth Short, later known as the Black Dahlia, was reportedly seen at the Cecil's bar just days before her brutal murder shocked the nation. Serial killers Richard Ramirez and Jack Unterweger both called the Cecil home during their killing sprees, using it as a base of operations for their heinous crimes. But it was in January 2013 that the Cecil Hotel would capture global attention in ways no one could have predicted, when a young Canadian student named Elisa Lam checked into room 506, setting in motion a chain of events that would transform her into one of the internet's most enduring mysteries. The disappearance. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old University of British Columbia student with dreams of becoming a writer, born to Hong Kong immigrants who had built a successful life in Vancouver. Elisa was intelligent, creative, and passionate about literature and travel. However, beneath her bright exterior, she struggled with bipolar disorder, a condition that required careful medication management and support. In January 2013, Elisa embarked on what she called her West Coast tour, a solo trip that would take her from San Diego to Santa Cruz, with stops in Los Angeles and San Francisco. She documented her journey through social media posts and her Tumblr blog, sharing photos and thoughts with friends and family back home. On January 26, 2013, Elisa checked into the Cecil Hotel, choosing to stay in one of the shared bathroom rooms on the hotel's lower-priced floors. She had been in regular contact with her parents, calling them daily as promised. But on January 31st, those calls stopped. When Elisa failed to check out on February 1st as scheduled, and her parents couldn't reach her, they immediately contacted the Los Angeles Police Department. The initial investigation revealed troubling details. Elisa's personal belongings remained untouched in her room. Her phone, wallet, and identification were all accounted for, but Elisa herself had vanished without a trace. Hotel staff reported that she had been seen in the lobby and common areas, but no one could pinpoint exactly when she had last been spotted. The elevator footage. 4 days into the investigation, LAPD detectives made a decision that would change everything. They released security camera footage from the hotel's elevator, hoping someone might recognize Elisa or provide information about her whereabouts. The timestamp showed February 1st, 2013, the day Elisa was supposed to check out. The 4-minute video was unlike anything investigators had seen before. It showed Elisa entering the elevator, pressing multiple buttons, then stepping in and out of the car repeatedly. Her behavior became increasingly erratic as the footage progressed. She appeared to be hiding in the corner of the elevator, pressing herself against the walls as if trying to avoid detection. Most disturbing were the moments when Elisa seemed to be interacting with someone or something outside the elevator. She gestured wildly with her hands, appearing to have a conversation with an invisible presence. Her body language suggested fear, confusion, and agitation. At times, she seemed to be playing a game of hide-and-seek, ducking down and peering around the elevator doors. The elevator doors, which should have closed automatically, remained open throughout most of the footage, adding another layer of mystery to an already bizarre scene. Near the end of the video, Elisa walked away from the elevator, moving out of the camera's view for the final time. Internet phenomena. When they released the elevator footage on February 13th, they couldn't have anticipated the global phenomenon it would become. Within hours, the video had been viewed millions of times across various platforms. The haunting imagery of a young woman's apparent distress, combined with her subsequent disappearance, captured the internet's collective imagination. Amateur detectives emerged from every corner of the web, analyzing the footage frame by frame. They enhanced audio, slowed down video segments, and created detailed timelines of Elisa's movements. Online forums dedicated to the case sprouted up, with users sharing theories, evidence, and speculation about what might have happened to her. The investigation took on a crowdsourced dimension as internet sleuths dove deep into Elisa's digital footprint. They combed through her Tumblr posts, looking for clues about her mental state and potential threat. Her blog, Ether Fields, revealed a young woman grappling with depression and bipolar disorder, sharing poetry, quotes, and personal reflections about her struggles with mental health. Some of her final posts were particularly poignant, discussing feelings of isolation and the challenges of managing her condition. However, they also showed someone who was hopeful about her future and excited about her travels. The contrast between her online presence and the elevator footage only deepened the mystery. Theories and speculation as the case gained international attention. Theories about Elisa's disappearance multiplied exponentially. The internet became a breeding ground for speculation ranging from the plausible to the fantastical. Supernatural explanations. Given the Cecil Hotel's dark history, many believed paranormal forces were at play. Some suggested that Eliza was being pursued by ghosts or demons, pointing to her apparent interaction with invisible entities in the elevator footage. The hotel's reputation as a haunted location lent credence to these theories in the minds of believers. Murder conspiracy. Others were convinced that Elisa had been murdered, possibly by hotel staff or other guests. They pointed to inconsistencies in the timeline and questioned how someone could access the hotel's roof and water tanks without inside knowledge. Some theorized about cover-ups and corruption within the LAPD investigation. Government conspiracy. More elaborate theories suggested government involvement, possibly related to biological warfare or mind control experiments. These theorists pointed to coincidences involving tuberculosis outbreaks and pharmaceutical companies as evidence of a larger conspiracy. Mental health crisis. Mental health professionals and some investigators suggested that Elisa's behavior in the elevator was consistent with a psychotic episode or a severe manic state associated with her bipolar disorder. This theory proposed that she may have stopped taking her medication or experienced a breakthrough episode despite treatment. Drug involvement. Some speculated that Elisa had been drugged, either voluntarily or involuntarily, leading to her erratic behavior and subsequent disappearance. The grim discovery on February 19, 2013, nearly 3 weeks after Elisa's disappearance, hotel guests began complaining about problems with their water. The complaints were consistent: low water pressure, strange tastes, and an unusual dark color. Some guests reported that the water had an odd smell and appeared contaminated. Maintenance worker Santiago Lopez was dispatched to investigate the issue. The Cecil Hotel's water system included 4 large tanks on the roof, each capable of holding thousands of gallons. These tanks were supposed to be secured with heavy lids and were not easily accessible to the general public. When Lopez climbed to the roof to inspect the tanks, he made a discovery that would haunt him forever. In one of the water tanks, he found the decomposed body of Elisa Lam. She was found naked, with her clothes and personal belongings floating nearby in the water. The discovery sent shockwaves through the hotel and the broader community. Guests who had been drinking, bathing, and brushing their teeth with the contaminated water were horrified. The hotel was immediately evacuated, and the Los Angeles Department of Public Health launched an investigation into potential health risks.